Aloha mai kākou, Hawaiki number 2. And so Hawaiki number 2, I want to talk about how far does Hawaiki reach? Because we've been taught by ethnographers and anthropologists that we are from the Polynesian Triangle. And the Polynesian Triangle is Hawaii up the top, Rapa Nui at the east, Aotearoa at the west, which makes a triangle. And that's not Māori kōrero, covered a little bit of that earlier. That's European kōrero because that's how they classified us based on what they call Eastern Polynesian languages. And then the Western Polynesian languages, Tonga, Samoa, Tokelau, etc. Niue. However, what I want to talk about is where are our relations? And our relations are based on language and practices and culture, but predominantly language. And so one thing I do prescribe to is, that's all the whānau making a lot of noise in the background. One thing I do prescribe to is the idea of the Austronesian language family. Because the Austronesian language family is the root to all our whanaunga languages. And so everybody that's part of the Austronesian language family are our cousins. And for the last probably 15-20 years there's been a lot of talk about Taiwan. And yes, the indigenous languages of Taiwan, they are our relations. As are the people of the Malay languages, Indonesia, and as far west, Australia, and as far west as Madagascar. You might think, what, Madagascar? And yet that's a bloody long way away. However, those peoples originate from the same root as us. And when I listen to their languages and I read their languages, you can see the relationships between our languages of the South Pacific and the languages of our cousins in Southeast Asia and going as far away as Madagascar. In addition to that, they were all part of one big landmass at one stage, except for those that are volcanoes, of course, and came out of the ocean. And that one land mass was Gondwana land. And so all of the land masses that are part of Gondwana land, they all have the same languages, which is something to think about, because when you can talk to each other, and even though the land moved eons ago, it's still worth considering how come those people from those lands can speak the same languages. Something to ponder. But Kati, Hawaiki is a concept that conjures up heaven, as I discussed earlier in the week, but it is also a concept that conjures up our relationships with each other. And so when we're talking about being Pacific Islanders, we are all Pacific Islanders, and then we have our other cousins that connect elsewhere but are still related to us by language. So Kati, that's it for now, and we'll do some more talking next week. Tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou.